So for today's video, what I wanted to do for you guys is do a little update on the care video I did a little while ago on my day gecko, and give you guys a little update on the different things I've learned over the past year of me keeping them. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Josue from Josue's Exotics, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you want to learn more about reptiles and amphibians and herpetology in general. So yeah, nevertheless, let's get into the video. What I want to do today, and obviously from the YouTube title of the video, I want to do an update on the care video I did on my day gecko a couple months ago during the summer. Because since then I've learned a lot of different things, and his enclosure setup is completely different from what it was in the beginning. So if you guys would like to check out my old video of my day gecko care guide, check out the YouTube card over here in the top right corner of the screen. That way you guys can go check it out, and you can pause this video, and when you get done, come back and we'll continue on from there. So to give you guys a little bit of background information about the day gecko, their scientific name is Phelsuma grandis, and they are one of the largest gecko species actually in the world, next to the tokay gecko and I believe the Leachianus gecko. They're also better known as the Crimson Day Gecko and the Giant Day Gecko. These geckos, they can tame down enough to be hand fed, but these are definitely not going to be a handleable species of gecko. For one reason being that one of their defense strategies is to actually slough their skin off of their body. That way they can get away from predators. So hence the reason why you probably don't want to handle this gecko. Other than the fact that they are very defensive biters, and the bite on these geckos are not going to be a very good thing. But other than that, they make a very great display pet. Due to their fairly large size, they're going to need a fairly large enclosure for them. I believe I have them in a 20-gallon tall aquarium, but I've actually converted that to be a tall style terrarium, so that way it'll help him out with him being an arboreal species and all. So if you want to see a video about how I did the whole terrarium conversion, I'll put a link in the YouTube card section up here, so you guys go check that out. So as far as substrate goes, I'm still using the Zoomed forest floor bedding, which is going to be a real good bedding for natural plants and other things like that. And I mix it with a little bit of potting soil and also terrarium moss, so that way the soil can make sure it stays good and hydrated, so that way you can keep the humidity up inside the actual enclosure itself. So for the day gecko, what I found online for the humidity, they normally can thrive between levels of 60 and 70% humidity. So misting is going to be highly recommended for these guys. Me personally, I use an actual reptile mister, so that way I can go in there and just spray it down real easy and go on about my day. I'll put a picture of the one that I use over here on this side of the screen, so that way you guys can go check that out. And if you want, I'll also put a link down in the description of where I got it from. So another reason that misting is highly recommended for these species of animals is the fact that geckos normally won't drink out of a water bowl. So you can put one inside the enclosure, it'll help keep the humidity up, but the misting is actually going to allow them to drink the water and stuff off the actual glass of the terrarium or the actual plants or other objects inside of that, and that's normally how they get a lot of their hydration. So day geckos can be kept at an ambient temperature of around 75 to 80 degrees. So household temperatures are definitely going to be a perfect temperature for them, but they are going to need a basking spot of about 90 degrees. So it's a little bit warmer for that, but you want to make sure it doesn't get too hot for these guys, because you don't actually want to cook them. So if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below and hit that like button while you're down there. So for food for my gecko, what I have a couple different options. I bought some actual Repashy food here, which is a real good food for fruit eating geckos, and that's going to include the actual Phelsuma family and other geckos like that, like tokay geckos I believe, and crested geckos and other things. The next one I have is this one right here. It's going to be Sandfire superfoods, which is specific day gecko diet food. He doesn't really like this one too much. I've been trying to see and try different things for him because they tend to be funny animals. But the last one I have here is called Nature's Own Bites for fruit eating geckos. I also got this from Petco. I'll put links in the description for all these, so that way you guys can go check them out for yourself if you decide to get one of these guys. So as far as like actually feeding these little guys, normally what I do is with the food, it tells you on the instructions you mix 1 part food with 2 parts water, and that'll give you a pretty good mix. It's going to seem kind of watery at first, but as it sits, it kind of gelifies a little bit and solidifies a little bit more. And they normally eat it fairly well. I've had the most success with the actual Repashy food. Don't know why, but that's just what he tends to like more. Also, this is a complete gecko food, so you really don't have to feed them anything else other than this. You can feed them feeder insects like crickets, but mine in particular, he doesn't really care for crickets too much. I've got him to eat maybe 1 or 2, but he definitely likes this stuff a whole lot more. So make sure you guys tell me what you think of the video down in the comments. For example, do you like this video better than the first one, or do you like the old video better? Or tell me what you think about this video, or just tell me anything. So make sure you subscribe to the channel down below, and this is Josue from Josue's Exotics.